Yeah, I mean, you can focus immediately to the end of the game and sort of how it fell apart. And there's not a single person in this organization that believes that that's good enough. But as a whole, it was a game that we needed to come out. We needed to score goals. We needed to try to win. I thought we had good positive moments from there. For 80 minutes, 80 some minutes. Disappointed. It's a large uphill mountain at the moment for us. But as we continue to try to make progress with this team and move it forward inch by inch, games like this pressure test you a little bit, and you see how you respond, and we'll learn from it. We'll learn from it, and we will talk about it, reflect on it, refine it, and then continue to plan and continue to make progress moving forward.
The last 10 or 15 minutes, I mean, the whole play was in your half. Obviously, game state and all that, but I guess what could you have done better to maybe not play as much of the game in your half in that last bit?
Yeah, we need to keep the ball. I don't think there was sequences that we had the ball for more than 4 or 5 passes from that moment. I think it's really simple. You can see the corner kick, but then it goes out, and we should keep it, or we win a ball, we retain possession. We need to use the ball as another mechanism of defending, and then instead of just defending. So, I thought we were a bit wasteful in those moments. But again, when you're being put under pressure, these games, DC's pushing just as hard, and these are great moments for us to learn from in how to manage these types of games, manage this type of intensity and this pressure coming from the opponent.
It felt like for most of the game, you guys were able to kind of find space behind when they were pushing forward, and you had a lot of opportunities in transition. And then it felt like at the end, they kept winning the ball back immediately in their half. Where did you feel like kind of maybe the shift happened from being able to kind of break that line of pressure and get into the open field versus them just kind of winning the ball back constantly?
I mean, I think when you start to get pushed back defensively, it's harder to obviously exploit the space behind. I think when we were successful doing it, it came after 4, 5, or 6 passes of the ball. Even in the first half, you saw most of our good quality goal scoring chances came after a sustained period of possession. So for us, that's where we have to, again, as we talk about this progress and progressing this team, that's what we have to do. We have to be able to, not only be able to build and do it in the first half or, when you're winning, but as the pressure mounts, we have to be able to use that ball and continue to exploit what the opponent gives us.
Vijay, as the pressure was building, which was obvious, but seems to me at least that the last 2 goals, there was some kind of a lack of concentration in defense inside the box. I mean, how do you see those 2 goals, actually? Because even though that team was pushing hard, Nashville was doing good in terms of defending themselves, but this guy comes in and finds 2 balls and right inside the box, like if it was in training or something. It looks weird from where I was. How would you tell us about those 2 goals?
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, I hadn't had a chance to fully analyze these 2 goals from the start to the finish. Where they come from is an area that we want to try to protect, obviously right near the top of the box in the center area of the thing. So we'll have to take a look and we'll have to kind of figure it out, but it's from an area that we shouldn't be, given good, clean shots up from.
BJ, this season for Nashville, they've had leads and they've evaporated. Tonight was another one of those situations under your, coaching staff. It's the second time that's happened, and both of them were under multiple goal leads. What can you, take away from this that you can learn from you mentioned earlier about the little things and learning the little things about the team. What can you learn from this going forward into the future with this club?
Yeah, I mean, we continue to say it's a bit of progress here on where we're trying to take the group. Specific learning lessons, we have to look at it and kind of it's not one thing. It's multiple things. How we manage the game, how we manage the ball, how we manage our defensive shape, the areas that we're able to protect. Can we get into wide areas and deny crosses? Like it's a whole thing. And when we look at the game, you guys notice we look at through all the different phases, and this will be no different. We're going to learn from it. It hurts now, but we'll regroup. And we'll continue to kind of get back and get together and keep pushing forward.
And guys scored 3 goals tonight, but it seemed like there were a few opportunities maybe left on the table. I can point to the pair of headers right about in the 50th minute, one of them, and then I know Hani had a couple one-on-ones with their goalie. I guess what did you see on maybe some of those opportunities that maybe just you didn't have quite the finishing there.
I don't know. I guess it's an easy answer. Just say it's unlucky. But if on a ball on the back post that hits the post, you have the set play that we hit off the bar. Then Walker has a chance. You have Hani going in 1-on-1. This is the game. There's. Would we love to have finished those? Every one of those individual guys would want to finish those. The team would want to finish those, and it didn't happen, and we put ourselves in that situation that we had to close the game out, and to a man in the locker room, we didn't do a good enough job. It's clear that we didn't do a good enough job, and we got to get better at doing it.
BJ, I know it's hard at the moment to look past tonight, but in the big picture, this was the last home game for the season. Can you just reflect on your time playing games here and being in Nashville, playing games here at Geodis Park, and how has that been for you as an experience?
Yeah, when I take a step back, the support that we have from ownership all the way through the club that goes into the city, the fans, even there at the end, we're appreciative of the fans staying and sort of singing us off the field. And again, it shows a lot about fans and shows a lot about players that in tough times, we all stick together, and we're all in this. We're all in this together. And from our end, we're thankful and grateful for everything that they bring, and they have our commitment that we're going to continue to work and try to get better to make sure that we put a team out there that is reflective of the city, reflective of the hard work. And as I tell the guys always before the game, the way we start games can tell you how important it is for us to play here, because we do start really well here, and that's because of the energy the fans bring, and and they have our commitment that we're going to continue to work and get this right and get it better.
Welcome back. We are now joined by Walker Zimmerman. Walker, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, probably no other way to put it. Just not good enough there at the end, last 10 minutes. It's really poor. For guys that, we claim to be together and have this tough mentality, and so it's hard when stuff like that happens and you see cracks, because I think there's been so many positives from the past few months, and I think all of us are frustrated with the fact that we've put in good performances and then, the results aren't going our way. And some of the time it's the game, and some of the time it's just strictly on us and looking in the mirror and saying, did I do my job in this moment? And today, I think we fell short of that in the moments when we needed to most.
Yeah, Walker, you spoke about those last 10 minutes. Was it just pretty much DC forcing you guys to play the game in your half, or could you have done anything better to maybe maintain the ball and kind of keep it away from your goal?
Yeah, we probably could have. They were obviously stepping up to press. We probably could have had more composure to try and build up a little bit more. At the same time, we did switch tactically there at the end to 5-4-1, in which case we were going to bunker in a little bit. But that was kind of after went 3-2. And you just hate the nature of how we conceded the goals. We talked about this team on set pieces. We talked about their strength of second balls, being alert, trying to get bodies in and around Benteke on the first ball is a challenge, and not let him be able to direct the header. And then, so you look at their two of their goals off second phase, which is exactly what we talked about, what we trained this week. And so that's the time where you get frustrated as a player, because this isn't run of play. This is something that It's not something you're not prepared for. It's something you train, something you look at. It's something you know is going to happen. So we should be better prepared for the moment. And it wasn't from lack of knowing that it was going to happen. We knew exactly what was going to happen, and we didn't execute.
You just kind of touched on those last two goals. It felt like there were a couple of chances at the other end, which is maybe a little bit harsh to say when you score 3 goals at home, but kind of looking back, there were a couple of chances that could have won it. Just how do you kind of maybe balance that, knowing that you scored 3 goals at home, but also you probably should have had a few more?
Yeah, I think we definitely could have put the nail in the coffin, myself included. Got to put the header on target, no doubt about it. Got to have that killer mentality to put it away. Like, we did a great job to go up 3-1. And that's what you hate seeing, is going up, conceding, going up, conceding, going up, conceding. That's where it gets frustrating. And especially as a defender, you know, when your team goes ahead, you know that's on you guys. It's on the full team defense to hold on to the 3 points in whatever way, shape, or form, whatever it takes. Body on the line, constant communication, constant organization, trying to read plays and cover for your buddy next to you and get the job done. And tonight we didn't. And that's what's frustrating, is because we all care about each other. We all love playing together and knew how important this game was for us in terms of our playoff chances. And so no other way to describe the feeling in the locker room other than disappointment.
Walker, I think by my count, that's this is the 10th game, in all competitions this season where you guys have had a lead and had a lead late and then dropped points from that or lost a game. I guess, what do you feel needs to improve from this team in order to do a better job protecting leads late in games?
Yeah, I think it's a couple things. I think when we drop into that shape in a 5-4-1, obviously you have more bodies to defend balls that come into the box, but you also have more width. And so our ability to get out wide and prevent serving areas, crosses, force them to keep going back. And yeah, we're going to be shifting a lot side to side, but we should do a better job of getting pressure on the service, and then also doing a better job, because we have that extra man in the box, to defend in the penalty area. And again, this is stuff that we worked on this week in practice, so it's not me coming in here and saying, I wish we'd have thought of that. It's like, no, we were prepared. We knew what to expect, and we didn't execute, and so that's on us.
Walker, when you look at the whole season, especially I'm talking about games here in Geodis, which used to be a fortress pretty much. I mean, people had a lot of problems coming in here, even tying games, let alone scoring 4 goals like tonight. What seems to be the case as a whole for the group in a full year like this, where, I mean, it actually has become a lot easier to win games here in Geodis against Nashville?
Yeah, no denying it. There's been a shift this year, and it's been a tough year for us for a lot of different reasons. It's something we have to get back to. It's something that you look at the teams that are in that upper echelon of Major League Soccer, and it's how they perform at home and how they're nearly unbeatable at home. And so that has been a strength of us, especially the first 3 years. Last year and this year, not quite as dominant as what we're used to. And that's ultimately why we're in the position that we're in, is because of these points dropped at home. So yeah, it's something that we'll have to look at. We'll have to see how we can maximize, our support of our fans, our support of our club, because, we should be in positions where we're winning our games at home.
Walker, when you went up for that header and you came down, you were down for a brief bit of time. Was it a shoulder? Like, are you feeling?
No,
okay?
I just had the wind knocked out of me. I just laying on my elbow in the ribs and just couldn't get my breath for a second.